Imagine waking up one morning to total silence. No basing flies, no chirping crickets, no bees in the garden, no ants on the sidewalk, just peace and quiet. Sounds kind of nice, right? Now imagine your favorite fruits are missing from a store. Crops are dying in fields. Birds start vanishing. The trees look sick, and your food prices are rising fast. Suddenly, the world doesn't seem so peaceful anymore. That's what might happen if all insects on Earth disappeared. Insects are everywhere. Right now, there are more insects than any other group of animals. Scientists believe there are over 10 quintillion insects alive right now. That's a 10 followed by 18 zeros. For every human on Earth, there are around 1.4 billion insects. We don't always like them. Some sting us, some bite us, some buzz in our ears or crawl in our food. But insects are a lot more important than they look. If they vanished overnight, our planet would start falling apart in ways most people never expect. First, let's talk about pollination. Around 80% of the world's flowering plants need animals to help them reproduce. And who does most of that job? Insects, especially bees, but also butterflies, moths, beetles, and even some flies. They move pollen from one flower to another, helping plants make seeds and grow fruit. Without pollinators, many of the foods we love would disappear. Apples, oranges, strawberries, cucumbers, almonds, tomatoes, coffee, and chocolate gone. Even the plants that don't need insects directly would be affected, because other animals rely on those plants to survive. It's a chain reaction. Farmers would try to pollinate crops by hand or with machines, but it would be slow, expensive, and not nearly as effective. Food production would drop. Prices would go up. Poorer countries would suffer first. Famines could spread. And this is just the beginning. Next comes the soil. Insects like beetles, ants, and termites help break down dead plants and animals. They turn waste into rich, healthy soil. Without them, dead material would pile up. Soil would lose nutrients. Plants would struggle to grow. Farming would become harder and less productive. The land would slowly lose its life. Then there's the food chain. Insects are a major source of food for many animals. Birds, frogs, fish, reptiles, and small mammals all rely on insects for their diet. Without bugs, these animals would go hungry. Many would die. Some would go extinct. As those animals disappear, larger predators that eat them would also suffer. Eventually, entire ecosystems would collapse. Forests would grow quiet. Rivers would become lifeless. The balance of nature would be broken. You might think, well, at least there would be fewer pests. No more mosquitoes spreading disease. No more flies in the kitchen. No more bedbugs or lice. And yes, diseases like malaria and dengue fever would disappear with mosquitoes. But even this has a downside. Insects help control each other's populations. Predatory insects eat the pests. If they all vanish, the pests that don't need insects to survive, like rats and some bacteria, might spread even faster. With fewer natural enemies, other problems might take their place. Also, not all pests are as useless as we think. Even mosquitoes play a small role in pollination. They also serve as food for fish, bats, and birds. Remove them, and you remove the meals for other creatures. And it's not just wild nature that would suffer. Insects also support human industries. Think about silk. It comes from silkworms, or natural dyes used in clothes and cosmetics that come from tiny bugs. Without insects, these industries would disappear along with the jobs they provide. Insects also help science. Fruit flies, for example, are used in genetic research because they reproduce quickly and share many genes with humans. Luckily, this is just a thought experiment. Insects aren't going to disappear overnight, but some scientists warn that insect numbers are shrinking fast. Pesticides, pollution, habitat loss, and climate change are making it harder for them to survive. Bees are disappearing in many places. Fireflies are fading. Butterfly numbers are dropping. And even common bugs like houseflies are becoming less common in some areas. That's why many researchers are sounding the alarm. They call it the insect apocalypse. If we keep damaging the environment, we could push many insect species into extinction, and that would bring real-life consequences much sooner than we think. The good news is we can still act. Planting native flowers, avoiding harmful chemicals, protecting wild spaces, and supporting eco-friendly farming can help insects survive. Even small steps, like letting your garden grow a little wild or building a bee hotel, can make a difference. Insects may be small, but they are powerful. They're the tiny workers that keep Earth spinning smoothly. If we lose them, we lose far more than a few annoying buzzes or bites. We lose our balance. We lose our food. We lose part of ourselves. So the next time you see a bee, a butterfly, or even a beetle crawling in the grass, don't be too quick to swat it away. That little bug might be saving your life.